Draw and Tell story, where I'm going to read it and Mr. Rick is going to show you what to draw on the board, okay? Follow along with us. Go ahead, pause the video, get a piece of paper, and do what we do. Follow along and have a great time.
So when you get your paper, we're going to go ahead and fold it up so you can take it in half. Then we're going to fold it again and fold it again. That's going to make 8 rectangle pieces of there for you to draw within those lines.
Oh, I see. Just kind of looks like a comic strip.
Right,
Yeah.
Exactly. And we're going to actually use all 8 of those today in drawing our story.
Oh, okay.
So whenever you are ready, Mrs.
I am
Linda,
ready.
let me draw my little grid here like we're drawing on the paper.
Okay.
Okay, so there's your paper. And there's the middle line. And another middle line.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep,
Yep, there's 8.
there's 8.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and start reading about square number 1, and Mr. Rick is going to show you kind of what to draw on that square. Okay, it says, the king of Babylon attacked Jerusalem. He took many people to Babylon as captives, and just as the prophets had warned. Daniel was a young man who was taken to the king's palace to serve the king. Daniel served so well that he worked as an official for several kings. He was very honest. He loved and obeyed God. Every day, 3 times a day, Daniel knelt down in front of his open window that faced towards Jerusalem, and he prayed to God. So what do you got going there, Mr. Rick?
Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a square like a window, and then we're drawing shutters on the side. They're kind of at an angle, and draw some lines and like create the look of a shingle or
Shutter.
shutter. There we go. And then for the shape of Daniel, what we're going to do is make a number 3, and then we're going to create an eye and a nose and a mouth, and this is his hand right here. He's praying.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's pretty cool. All right. What are we going to draw next?
We're going to draw in number 2, and we're going to draw 2 circles. And these are going to be our jealous people. When people are jealous, they don't look very friendly.
Yeah, it's almost like 2 V's, a V in each one. Oh, I see. You're making their faces, their jealous faces.
Right. So these are 2 guys. They don't like Daniel very much. We're going to try and get them in trouble, I think.
Oh, well, let me go ahead and read and we'll find out. Okay. Darius, the king of Babylon, was very pleased with Daniel's work. He decided to put Daniel in charge over everyone in his government. Now, when some of the other government officials heard this, about the king's plans to make Daniel above everybody, they were jealous. They were so jealous that the king liked Daniel more than them. So let's go into number 3.
All right, number 3. Believe it or not, we're going to draw 2 more circles.
Yeah. At the more towards the bottom of the picture.
Down towards the bottom, yeah. We got to make some room on this one. And we're going to draw the 2 guys again that are upset with Daniel.
Oh, okay. So that shouldn't be too hard.
So, of course, they have a scrawly looking face going on. They're not very happy with him at all. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then what's happening is they're trying to devise a way to get Daniel into trouble. So we're going to draw a couple of light bulbs over their head. They get this idea.
Oh, I see. Well, let's go ahead and just read that part right now. It says, these jealous officials spied on Daniel day and night, trying to think of a way to get rid of him or to make the king not like him. But they found nothing wrong because Daniel was that kind of man. And when they saw that Daniel knelt in front of his window and prayed to God 3 times a day, they got an idea, and you can be sure it was probably a wicked one. So what are we going to draw now, Mr. Rick?
Okay, number 4. We're going to draw a couple of S's.
Oh.
And then we're going to close the S's or connect the S's together.
Oh.
And we're going to make some squiggly lines. And we're going to make this into a scroll.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And it's a scroll given by the king.
That's the seal on the bottom there, huh?
It's his seal, yes.
Okay, well, the officials tricked King Darius into making a new law. And the new law said that for 30 days, nobody could pray to anyone except King Darius. Whoever disobeyed would be thrown into a den of hungry lions. And no one ever lived through that. So the jealous officials were sure that Daniel would be eaten by the lions. Or would Daniel stop praying? So let's get to the next square.
Number 5. We're going to draw a 3 over here again. And guess who that's going to be, guys?
That going to be Daniel?
It's Daniel.
Oh, good.
And guess what he's doing?
Looks like he's going to be praying again.
He's still praying.
Oh,
He's
gosh.
a man of integrity. He's not giving up. Okay. And now, we have another person over here.
Well, I bet that's one of the other official guys, huh? He doesn't like
So.
Daniel.
And he looks like he's a little bit out of sorts. He doesn't know what to do.
He's just going, oh
Oh, what's going on?
no! Well, let's read and find out. It says, Daniel soon heard about the new law. Now, Daniel could have hidden in the dark and prayed to God. He could not have not prayed for 30 days. But praying to God was so important to Daniel that he kept on praying in front of the window 3 times every day. And just as he has always done. So, the minute the jealous officials saw Daniel praying, they ran to the king to tell him that Daniel had broken the law. And that's what that's all about, huh?
Okay, that's it. Alright, so we're moving on to number 6. And we're gonna make some like funny looking little number 3s and a C, a backwards C, and some more 3s here. And then we're gonna come back up here, we're gonna make an eyeball. What does that look like to you, Mrs. Linda?
Look at a cloud with an eyeball.
A cloud with an eyeball. So we're not finished, of course, so we're gonna come over here, draw a straight line, and come over here, and make a backwards C again. Or it looks like a 5 now.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, we'll make a 5. And then we're gonna do this.
Oh.
And what does that look like now, Mrs.
Oh,
Linda?
looks like a scary lion.
It's a lion. You're
All
right.
right. Well, King Darius was upset, not because Daniel had disobeyed the law, but because he realized that the leaders had tricked him. They tricked him into making this silly law to get rid of Daniel. Now, in Babylon, once a king made a law, he could not change it. It could never be changed. So King Darius knew the silly law had to be obeyed. Oh, he sadly walked with Daniel to the lion's den.
Sounds like the king liked Daniel. Alright, moving on to number 7. We're going to draw a straight line. And then we're going to do this.
Oh, okay. We're making a crown.
That's a crown. We're going to be drawing the king here right now.
Oh, I see.
So we're drawing his ears. And then we're going to make some squiggly lines here again. We're drawing his beard right now.
Oh, I see.
Okay, and then
Oh, he's sad. You want to make him look sad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see that. King Darius he sighed and he said, "Oh, you have been very faithful to your God. I hope he can save you from those hungry lions." And with that, Daniel was put into the pit with the hungry lions. A stone was even rolled over the opening of the pit, and King Darius sealed it with his ring and wax, how they do that in those days, and no one could move it. That night, King Darius worried about Daniel. Oh, he walked back and forth. And he hardly ever got any sleep that night, wondering if Daniel's God would save him. Well, early the next morning, the king ran to the lion's den. He called, "Daniel, did your God save you?" Well, let's find out.
So we're at number 8 for our drawing. And guess what we're going to draw?
Oh, are you going to draw another lion? Is that what that is?
Another lion. That's right. Okay. Now up here the lion has his mouth open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what happened that night?
Oh my goodness, his mouth was closed.
His mouth was closed.
Oh. Well, let's read that part then. Daniel called back, "Yes, God saved me from the lions." Well, he had sent an angel who shut their mouths. God knew I was doing nothing wrong. And the king ordered his soldiers to pull Daniel out of the den. And he sent a message to everyone in this country that Daniel's God was the real God. And the jealous leaders were punished. You know what really happened to them? They got thrown into the lion's den. And this time, the lion's mouths weren't shut. So that is an amazing story.
It's a good story on integrity.
All right, so remember to be all that God wants you to be. Remember to be a person of integrity.